did not come out of the room that evening. When Mr. Kigami went to look for him the next morning, he found only an empty room. Balwant Singh had left the shop. Samita is looking serious. Where were you during the war? I asked her. I was here. I was here in Mumbai. She replied, then goes on quickly. Let's see the next question.
Okay, so now we're transitioning from the war stories to this Mr. Balwant Singh. What did somebody tell about him? What did somebody say about him? Is he telling the truth?
No.
Okay. And so now we're transitioning back into current day, where Smita is talking to Ram about, they're basically talking about this story. And so they're about to go to the next question. So do you want to?
Are you ready for the next question for 50,000 rupees? Mr. Thomas says Pen Kumar. I'm ready, I replied. What is the highest award given to the Indian Armed Force? This is Maha Vyasaka B. Param Vyasaka C. Chakra or the Asok Chakra. I knew that the audience did not believe I could answer this question. They looked at me with sympathy, and I could see that they were ready to say goodbye to this poor letter. B. Param Via Chakra. I replied, are you absolutely sure? Says Pen Kumar, looking shocked, or are you just guessing? I am sure, I said. There was the sound of drums. The correct answer left up on the screen. Absolutely correct, says Pen Kumar. You have won 50,000 rupees.
Thank you. So, again, another past event based on the war stories that were told to him that he knew this answer. And again, it says, are you absolutely sure? It said Prem Kumar looking shocked. Why was he shocked? Yeah. I mean, he's partly, I'm sure, a little nervous because he keeps on getting these answers correct. But yeah, he's shocked because this kid, in a way, always knows the answer. Yeah, in this case, none of these are guesses. But they think, probably to this point, either he's just guessing, he's cheating, but I doubt they really think he knows, like he really knows all these answers. How many of you have seen the movie? Who wants to be Slumdog Millionaire? Who has seen the movie? Were you showing me the movie yesterday? Okay.
Seen last Saturday.
Last Saturday? Oh, so you saw this? Okay. It's a very good movie. So, it won multiple awards. So I would recommend watching this movie at some point. I think it's very good.
His name is Jamal Malik.
Jamal? Is that what his official? Is that what they call him? Okay.
Jamal Malik.
Not Ron Muhammad. That is interesting. That is interesting. I don't know if they did that for copyright purposes or why they did that. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, so I forgot that it was using a different name. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I love this movie. I remember his name. Jamal Malik. At first I confused. Always so much.
Okay, so we have 20 minutes. So let's continue on with some of chapter 6. So everybody listen. Go ahead.
Brothers, one morning I heard a strange voice in the shower. 2 neighbors were moving into the room next door. Thomas, I heard a voice. I knew. It was Mr. Ramakrishna. Mr. Ramakrishna was the shower's manager. He was the man who had to beg when we had no money to pay the rent. He also looked after the building. We had asked him several times to repair part of the first floor wooden railing, which had become weak and dangerous, but he still hadn't done it. I came out of our room and saw him with a short man who was about 50 years old. Thomas, this is Mr. Sentaran, said Mr. Ramakrishna. He's going to live in the room next to yours with his wife and daughter. I looked past them into Shantaram's room. His daughter was older than me, with long black hair. She was sitting on the bed. His wife had gray hair. Santaram saw me looking at them and quickly shut the door so that I could not see them. What do you do? I asked him. I'm really an astronomer, he explained, but at the moment I'm managing a show. We wouldn't be staying here long. We'll be moving to a very nice apartment in Northern Point Wilson. I knew that Mr. Santaran was lying. People who could afford to live in Northern Point never lived in showers.
So yeah, now we're not telling the story anymore. This is Ron talking about this, but he hears a voice he knows. And who was it that he knew? Who's the voice that he heard that he recognized?
The neighbor,
Yeah.
new neighbor.
Yeah, and so at first he hears Ramakrishna, who is the Charles manager. Ram comes out of the room and he's talking with a short man who's about 50. Who's that short man?
Astronomer.
Yeah, what's his name? Shantaram. And so Mr. Ramakrishna says he's going to live in the room next to yours with his wife and daughter. So Ram, he looks past them into his room. His daughter's older, long black hair. She's sitting on the bed. His wife is older, gray hair. Shantaram is looking at them and quickly shuts the door so that Ram can't see them. He doesn't want Shantaram doesn't want Ram to see everybody else. Everybody clear out the names? So, what is, again, one of you guys mentioned it, but what does he say that he does? Astronomer. So it's astronomer. And so if you go back, and just to show you guys, astronomer, you see the number 53? If you go to the very back of the book, on page 99, yeah, you can find the meaning of the word. And so on page 99, look at number 53, astronomer. So, is everybody there? Can somebody read it out loud?
The walls of the room
Oh
inside.
no, sorry. Sorry. Can somebody read the do you read the definition of astronomer? Right. So everybody listen. Okay. Okay, everybody listen. Can you guys, or you please, can you read astronomer?
Oh, sorry.
Astronomer, someone who studies the stars and planets using scientific equipment, including a telescope, a piece of equipment shaped like a tube that you look through to make distant objects look closer and larger.
Good. So yeah, basically somebody who studies the stars in space. So that's what he says he does. Mr. Shantaram, he says he studies, he's an astronomer. But does Ram believe that? Does Ram, okay. And why does he not believe Mr. Shantaram?
People who put effort to live in a
Yeah.
live in a shop.
Yeah, exactly. So somebody who, let's see, where does it say? People who could afford to live at Nariman Point would never live in shawls. So he's smart enough to pick up on, Ram is, to pick up on that, that somebody who is really as well off as this guy says he is, or is well off enough to live in this nice place, why would he live in a shawl? So, okay. So do you want to continue on with? Sorry, on page 4.
The walls of the rooms inside the shop were very thin. When you put a cup or glass against the wall and put your ear against it, you could listen to everything.
Okay, wait. Please, let's make sure we're all listening to her. I don't want anybody to miss the thrilling story. So, yeah, please, everybody just listen when the other person's reading.
You could listen to everything happening in the next room. Salim and I often did this with our neighbors. One night, I put a cup against the wall and I could hear Mr. Shantaram speaking. I don't deserve to be here. He was saying there are 2 street boys living next to us. Gadia, do not speak to any boy in the shop or I'll hit you. Do you understand? I was so shocked that I dropped the cup. Over the next 2 weeks, I only saw Mr. Shantaram 2 or 3 times. I never saw his wife or daughter. When I returned home from work, they would stay inside the room. It was 9 o'clock at night. Salim was looking at film magazine. I had my cup against the wall and I could hear Shantaram speaking to his daughter. Look through the telescope. He was telling her, can you see the bright red thing in the sky? That is Mars. Quick, get a cup. I told Salim, you must hear this. Salim also put a cup to the wall for the next 30 minutes. We heard all about the stars and the planets of the night sky. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
week later, a new sound came from Santaram's